Hello and welcome to another LEGO review. Today we're taking a look at 3 2020 LEGO Star Wars sets that I decided to pick up. The Rise of Skywalker stuff, don't care. These are the ones I care about. The Land Speeder is also pretty nice, but I already have one from last year. I don't need another one that's just ever so slightly altered. Don't care. So I picked these 3 up. Now previously there were a bunch of Mandalorian sets that were already released, but that was before the show came out and I didn't know if I was going to like the show or not. The trailers and teasers, yes, those look great, but I've been fooled before by Disney, so I didn't bother. But now that the show's come out, watch all of it, I love it. I love the asset. It is the best thing. I pre-ordered his Black Series, so excited to get that. I just want to squeeze him and just... Anyway, but when the battle pack from Mandalorian came out, I was like, I love these colors. They're so bright, it's different, they contrast from each other so much. There was a Clone Wars Death Watch battle pack that came out, and it was all just sort of faded blue, didn't like it too much, but the colors in this one is so good. If you're just going to compare that with that old Mandalorian battle pack from the Clone Wars, that one doesn't hold anything to this. This just already, just looking at it, is great. So I picked that up. Revenge of the Sith, sort of final battle of the heroes here. I don't know, something about it just triggered something in me. First of all, it's a mini build, it's quite nice. There's a lot of detail hidden in there despite its small size. And one of the first LEGO Star Wars sets I picked up was the Duel on Mustafar set with the light up lightsabers. I did. One of my first LEGO stop motion pieces is based on that battle, and I used that set as a base. So I had to pick this one up as well. And then finally, on the right hand side here, we have Obi Wan's hut. I picked up the Yoda one from last year. It was awesome. I loved it a lot. I love a lot of these mini builds. I also did one for The Last Jedi with Luke's training, because I don't care about that movie, so I won't pick that up. But these small sets here are pretty nice. There's also some of the Death Star ones, like, you know, Obi Wan the tractor beam, for example, or Luke and Leia swinging across. Those are nice sets too, but I have the actual LEGO Death Star, so I don't need those sets. But, you know, in terms of just something, an iconic scene being brought out in such a small and affordable package, I do love these sets, so I picked up the Obi Wan one as well. Quick look at the instruction booklet here. This is a small size. I just filmed the LEGO Minecraft one, and that battle pack also had a small size booklet in there. That's great. This is a new sort of standard size for LEGO, and I'm glad it's not, you know, sort of folded up, even though a lot of previous battle packs have folded up instructions. They're just too long for some reason. So this shorter form is great. It uses less paper, it fits in there, not folded up and stuff. We've got a bunch of other sets being advertised here, and yeah, quick look. I mean, this tie thing looks alright, but from the reviews I've seen, it's not very good. So the Skywalker Saga, I'll look forward to playing that game when it comes out, but I'm not hyped or whatever. It'll probably be fine. This one is on slanted, sideways, landscape or whatever, but then when you open it up, it's horizontal again. So what's going on? Well, portrait. So parts got list. Same advertisements on the back, and just, yeah, some of the play features advertised, whatever. And finally, this big booklet, of course, and this one is folded up. This parts list on the back, and all of these, you know, you sort of scan the QR code on the front, so if you don't have or lose the instruction manual, just you can scan these QR codes or go on the LEGO database and just search for these. In terms of building, all of these were very easy to build, way too easy to build. I do wish that some of them actually condense a few of the steps to make it so you flip pages a lot less. So quick look at the back of the box, just very standard. Hey, you got these stuff here. Back of box here. I kind of wish this box was also a bit smaller, it's a bit of the battle pack size, but you know, I get it. It's not a battle pack, so of course they have the bigger box and stuff. Are these the same length? Yes, they are, so at least there's that. Just people collect LEGO boxes and stuff, all of them just have so many different sizes, it's just a waste of shelf space. Some spare pieces we get from the Mandalorian set, because you get a packet of these, you know, antennas and whatever scopes that you get with the Mandalorian helmets. You're always going to get a bunch of these. They're never packaged individually. Extra connectors and a lot of extra red studs for the stud shooters. And Obi Wan's hut, we got you know, extra blades, extra bars. Those are cool. Extra blue pieces, wedges, extra flame. Very useful extra pieces. She comes with 3 lightsaber hilts, so one of them is a spare. And the Mustafar set, it's extra printed computer tile here. extra roller skate or blade, and some extra studs. We get 2 builds. We have this sort of just bunkered area, lots of stones and debris. It must be one of the smashed up walls from the episode 2. Anyway, so we have that. We have this stud shooter put on top of this piece here, like it's a turret, and there's an extra clip to hold a second stud shooter, which is great because I don't particularly like to have my minifigures to hold on to these stud shooters. I really don't care about these stud shooters. So it's great that the display base has places to put these down or hang them up. Great, that's fine. We have a little bit of area here for one of the Mandalorians to stand and, you know, use this assault turret. I'm just gonna move that to the back. Our second build, of course, is more stud shooters and this speeder bike. It looks fine except one person. Do really wish that these weren't there as part of the design, like there's some extra studs there so I could actually have, you know, a driver and a passenger. Have 2 there. So whatever, stud shooters is fine. It looks okay. It looks Star Wars prequel-y, if that makes sense. It has to be a bit of Geonosis, like some of their speeder bike designs. We of course get 4 minifigures here. I think this guy is the heavy, like the big guy that there's also a Black Series figure for. He's got a sort of half cape, green cape. Looks kind of nice. All these minifigures are just going to have black minifigure heads underneath because we don't know what they look like. Quick look at the back. Print is okay. Like these colors. The helmet print is very nice. So it's the torso. He looks pretty good. Our second orange one here, he has a black half cape. Back print there, nice silver printing. I do like the colors contrast here. A little bit of dent printed on top of the helmet. He also looks very cool. Green one, this is he almost looks like a bootleg with all these contrasty colors. And his leg print there is actually different on both sides, not just mirrored, so that's a nice little bit of detail there. Blue on the helmet really contrasts nicely to the green, and the brown cape looks pretty good as well. And here's a quick look at the back. So all of them have pretty much the same back armor design, which is fine because for the most part you're going to have a cape covering it, and it's just different colors. But I'm totally fine with that because you're not really going to pay attention to the back, mostly the front. Finally, this guy here, nice dark brown and orange. Again, I do like the color choices here. Quick look at the back. He's the more stealth or dirtied up Mandalorian. But of course, with all of them, you can swap the helmets around and do more combinations of colors that will look quite funky. But 4 Mandalorian colors here look really great. Our second set here is the Duel on Mustafar. This is one display option, much like the Death Star set. You could open it up. With the look and layer set, you can open it up, so you can do it with this one. You got these clips there and a clip on that side as well, so you can do that. So obviously on this side it's meant to be a perspective thing, so this whole piece, Anakin and Obi Wan would fight on top of it before they jump down into the these machines that are floating on the lava. And there's a hinge there, so you can do a little bit of it, like move it up. Oh, I'm gonna fall over and stuff. So if you had the minifigure standing on here, it wouldn't make sense. It's actually would have been nice if they gave us 2, like an Anakin and Obi Wan, like micro figures, like so trophy statues to plug on there. That would make more sense, but we don't have that. So we just have a hinge there, which gives it a little bit of a play feature, but it's I think this is more for just attaching it, putting it in place and giving it some sort of feature. These plates here, they have space to move, so you can alter this ever so slightly if you want to. And this one just pretty much literally just holds it up. Of course, on the back here, you can see the actual building, the factory, with a bit of transparent orange there to be a bit of like a lava flowing down through the building, like it was some sort of dam or waterfall, or in this case lava fall. But as for the floor itself, I do wish it was more transparent orange than these red pieces. I get these red pieces sort of hiding the mechanics and the play features for these 2 droid and platform to slide around. But it would have been nice if there was a bit more transparent orange going on. Lego never really likes giving us too many transparent bits. The yellow underneath, I get it, makes it bright and all, but as a contrast piece, I would prefer if these yellow bits were not yellow, to make it red. That would be much better. As for the actual play features of this set, you have these 2 robots or droids just going across, sliding across. Both of these have these little like round balls on the end, So they're like little handlebars that you can hold on to. You stick the figure on there and see whoever falls over first, I guess. And again, it's going to fall over much easier because, you know, there's mostly just one stud holding it up, whereas Obi Wan has a lot of studs to stand on. So this one is like slightly, ever so slightly miniaturized version of that droid that he stands on. Actually, or could actually be in scale. That's kind of nice. But the platform itself is definitely miniaturized. The platform that Obi-Wan lands on is much bigger than that. But, you know, they did keep the details, like the control panel, a little bit of extra bits sticking out. That's very much like how it looks like in the movie. There's also one more play feature here. You can put some orange studs in there and just, you know, sort of like push this across and maybe they'll fly up a little bit. Doesn't work quite well. It's just sort of there. So the extra orange studs, I just sort of plug them in different places just to add up to this set. So overall, in terms of play feature, this one is fine. Oop, one of the flames fell off. That's the thing that happens a lot. These flame pieces fall off very easily. So this one is really for play when you close it up like that. But if you want to have it as like a display, put it on a shelf, I think you definitely want to have it, you know, opened up so you can see more like this whole perspective. And then not the standard Obi-Wan or Anakin minifigure. You actually see a bit of like burnt or scratch marks on Obi-Wan here. His hair and beard seem a bit more on the orange side. Shouldn't it be a bit more brown? I don't know. I'm quite used to this color, but on the back here you also have more scruff marks on Obi-Wan. And he does have a worried face on the back, so he's not always angry or constipated. So there he is. So Obi-Wan's pretty cool. I like this figure a lot. I do like it's a bit different from the other Obi-Wan figures, and I do have a few Obi-Wan figures already, so I do like that this one's just a bit different. Next up we have Anakin with the Sith eyes, and he also has a bit of scruff marks on his uniform, but aside from the scruff marks, the actual uniform itself is printed very nicely. And I do kind of want this figure without the scruff marks, but you know, this is fine. A bit more scruff marks on the back, and we'll take that around. We have a more neutral face Anakin. So, you know, Padme shows up and he's like, yay, Padme's here. Oh no, Obi-Wan's here as well. I will kill my wife that I'm trying to save. That's stupid. So, let's put Anakin on this. And the way to set it up is, well, Anakin actually has the high ground before they do all the jumps and stuff. Different heights. Two different heights? Obi-Wan's hut here. By the way, when I was at In's Point, I was asking for this set, and the seller said, no, they don't have this set because Star Wars is not selling too well, and none of the shops at In's Point had this set. So, well done, Disney. The new trilogy has now affected original trilogy Lego sets. Well done. Well done. So I found this set at a different shop. They had two of these in the shop when I got there. Maybe they had more before, but whatever. I wanted the Obi-Wan set, so I was quite happy to pick it up. The hut itself now, from the outside, I like this angle. It's the doorway. I feel like I've seen an image of this somewhere, you know, in regards to the movie. Like the actual set looked something like that. So this side's good. This side's good too. So for just these two angles, you look from a distance, it's a slightly, you know, downscaled hut, but it looks like Obi-Wan's hut. It looks absolutely fine. I like this angle corner. There's a little keypad there, even though there's no door, so that's a bit weird. But I guess you can put something there. It's Lego after all. On this side, it's also okay. But what I really don't like is this side. And I get it. I have also seen a design image of Obi-Wan's home where he does have something like this, but it just looks a bit odd. Maybe because this hut has been downsized a bit too much, and so that looks a bit weird. If I was to compare this to the Yoda's hut thing, the Yoda's hut makes more sense because Yoda himself is tiny, and the overall build of the set with a little bit of the extra swamp on each side makes it look so much nicer. This one, there's nothing on the side to sort of build it up. And I guess if you do have other Tatooine based sets, you can put them around, it'll look better. But on its own, it does feel a little bit empty. I don't know. Anyway, so if you open it up, you can open this dome, of course. And you can open these two sides up and you can see a lot more of the inside. Starting on the left hand side here, I have some shelves. Don't know why there's a grey skeleton's foot there. What's going on, Obi-Wan? There's a white stud here that you can plug onto this transparent piece, and the training droid can be plugged onto that. More on that in a moment. And we have this piece here, not really sure what it is. It's just a stud, skis, and another stud. But whatever, it looks like something, and that's fine. This round piece here gives a little space for a character to sit. We have this unique sort of layer piece. It's a little bit hard to see, but if I rotate her a little bit, you can see she's got a skirt piece, the hood, and this is definitely a unique transparent piece. So for a unique piece to appear in a set that's not too expensive, this is great. This is, if you want this layer piece, it's quite easy to get now. A gaffy stick on the back, just hanging on the wall, so I guess a trophy from one of the Tuskens that Obi Wan beat up. On this side we have a chair there, a glass, and of course a carton of blue milk. On this side here we have another staff. I guess you can put a flame on there like it's a torch, and of course this giant box where Obi Wan opens it up and gives Luke his father's lightsaber. Open up in here, I chucked in a bunch of extra pieces as well. So you got 2 lightsaber hilts, training joy, which is a minifigure head, a pair of binoculars, and an extra pair of skis here. So this thing is printed on both sides. Of course, there's a little bit of gap there due to the printing process, and both sides are actually different. I could see upside. Both sides are, you know, reverse, 180 degrees reverse from each other, which is that's fine too. So you take this stick and put it upside down like so, and then get this white stud. Just attach it to the minifigure head, and then you can plug this in, and now you have the training joint going. So that's kind of neat. So the amount of stuff we get in this hut, again, the Yoda's hut is much nicer, I think, than this one. It just, I don't know, it's just this whole swamp feel, and because we've had a lot of Tatooine set in the past, so I just think that one is just much nicer than what we have here. But this hut is just sort of okay, a little bit of a mixed bag. I'm not too sure about it, but I'm still glad I picked it up. But this one does have more minifigures than the Yoda's hut set. First of all, we have this R2-D2, same one we've seen many times. Mine's printed quite straight. I did watch the Jang's brick review on this, and he never seems to get a properly printed R2-D2, so I don't know, I kind of feel bad for him. I know he has way more Lego than me, but you know, not having that one good R2-D2 is a bit of a bummer, so I don't know, maybe I should consider sending him this R2 as like, hey, here's a good one, because I have other good R2s, so let's see. Something I kind of want to do. But anyway, I'll just quick look at the back of the R2, by the way. I think this one's maybe just slightly slanted on this side, but overall this is one of the cleanest R2s I've seen in terms of printing. Next up we have Obi Wan, or Old Ben Kenobi. He does not have a secondary face printer, by the way, because I guess the beard will not be covered by the hair, which, I don't know, it's fine. For a new print, a new version of Obi Wan, this is great. Because on my Death Star set, I still have the old Ben minifigures, so it's finally nice to get a newer version of the old Ben minifigure. It's printed very nicely, like very recognizable as old Ben. Tusken Raider, and I already have one of these from the mini Jawa army builder pack from last year with the micro sort of sand crawling trolley. And I'll say what I said there. I really hate this molded head, and I much prefer the minifigure head from when Tusken Raiders were first released by Lego. It just doesn't do it for me. The minifigure heads look so much nicer. I do prefer the bodies on this, so you know, in the ideal world, I'll take the head off this, take the heads from the old one, and then use the bodies of the new ones. Finally, have a Luke Skywalker figure here. You also get another one of these Lukes in the Land Speeder set that just came out, and that one also comes with a little fabric piece. It's like a poncho. Quick look, he has a more annoyed face on the back. Overprinting and design is great. Again, very recognizable as a young Luke Skywalker. I do have one of these figures in my Death Star already that I got from one of the previous sets or one of the advent calendars. But if you don't already have a newer Luke, this is also a great way of forgetting him. So 3 pretty cool Lego Star Wars sets for 2020. The Mandalorian set, I look forward to picking up the actual Mandalorian, the main character, with one of his Mandalorian bigger sets, but I have no doubt that LEGO is gonna also capitalize on the assets from the show, and so I'm gonna wait till they release another LEGO Mandalorian set in the future and not pick up the ones that are out now, unless, I don't know, I can't imagine LEGO not monopolizing on that. Plus, there's going to be season 2 to The Mandalorian, so there'll probably be some sets there, so I can wait for that. It's sometime at the end of 2020. I can wait. I'm not in a hurry to pick up, the current Mandalorian sets where, they don't even have his face underneath, and, some of the characters are missing details just because LEGO didn't know what the final look was going to be for a lot of the stuff. And of course, the asset, that's an important figure to have. Until then, a lot of knockoffs and bootlegs coming out with the asset, the different versions, and if you know what that is, I'm going to be taking a look at those, of course, in the near future and comparing different knockoff and bootleg sets to see which one's the best. But for right now, this Mandalorian battle pack, awesome, great. There's something about the Mandalorian design that we all love from Star Wars, and it's just nice to have this bunch of different ones here. It's pretty cool. The Mustafar set is a decent plaything. It's not the best set piece. I don't know, the colors are a bit mixed bag for me, but the overall design and concept is nice. The minifigures are really nice. I don't know, the build itself, there's something missing there. It triggers some yays, but the whole, like underneath the red and yellow, just don't do it for me. So, in an ideal world, maybe swap out the colors of some bricks that you get from somewhere else and make it look nicer. Either replace the bright reds and yellows with black or transparent orange pieces, then I think it'll look much better. As of right now, like the top half and the minifigures are great, it's just this bottom red area, I really don't like that. Finally, Obi Wan's hut, like I said, Yoda's hut is so much nicer, it looks so great, but you do get more figures here. If you don't already have these figures, of course, a lot of them are quite common figure. The R2 figure, very common. Obi Wan figure did just release in the tractor beam set, Death Star tractor beam set. Tusken Raider you can get from battle packs, and of course Luke, aside from this set, sort of Land Speeder and some of the other Lukes from last year you can also get. So none of these figures are that hard to get. I think the most unique piece here is of course the transparent to the micro layer hologram figure, and the training droid. That's a very nice piece to have as well. And the hut itself is just average, it's not great. I wonder if someone has like 2 or 3 of these sets and combine them, and that would become a really good set. I don't know, like little desk, Obi Wan's hut, if you really like A New Hope and Obi Wan's hut, it will look nice on the desk, but otherwise, I don't know, something's missing there. But like I said, I don't regret getting any of those sets. I'm quite pleased with all these sets, but there's just a little bit of something missing from these two. Oh well. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day, and of course may the force be with you. Bye bye.